excited to welcome Caleb and Noah from Together Effect to Totally Music. Caleb, Noah, welcome. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Noah.
And I'm Caleb, and we are Together Effect.
Good to have you on. So how did you come up with the name Together Effect?
Well,
Scrolling.
scrolling through loads of Pinterest. I feel like when we started, that's kind of lame. When we started, we were trying to figure out like the vibe for the music and like the look of everything. And I don't know, we probably went through like four or five names.
Mm.
I don't know why that's like an important piece of like, oh, there we go. Here I am. it feels like an important piece of like starting a band, just figuring out like I don't know what you want to be called. So yeah, well, I just saw it one day on Pinterest and said to Noah like maybe it's a good idea for a name. And then actually the real kicker was I went to Spotify to see if anybody else had the name. Because the problem with music nowadays is that everybody has the same name basically. And no one had taken it on anything. So I was like, this is our one.
Domain names
This
for
is
everything.
our one time to shine. So yeah, that's basically it.
I like it. So for anyone who hasn't heard your music, how would you describe it?
We've always described ourselves as probably like pop-ish.
Hmm.
Um, kind of pop, but kind of not. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I feel
basically.
was definitely still like developing like our sound. I guess each song that we're writing at the moment can go in one lane, can go in like another lane, so to speak. But I think at the moment, definitely like pop-ish
Yeah.
is the easiest way I could answer that for sure.
Nice. So what inspires you to create the music you create?
We were kind of talking about this before when we were looking at this question. Like, I don't know, I just think life, like a lot of the music that we write is
Mm,
about self-discovery. And I don't really think that's like a young person thing either. I think like a lot of like growing up and doing life is just figuring out who you want to be and like who you are, I suppose, as a person. And I think a lot of the music thus far, at least, has like encapsulated those kinds of emotions. And sometimes it's like talking about other people's lives as well. So I feel like we draw a lot of inspiration from just like conversations we have with each other,
mm,
conversations we have in the studio. Could be a friend who's going through something really difficult or like a loved one. But yeah, I honestly think it's that simple. Like it feels kind of difficult for us maybe specifically to write something that's not about our own life. I don't know why. Like some
mm.
people are like amazing at that and are able to create worlds in their own kind of thing. But yeah, it feels like a lot of music that will come out this next year. It's just basically about stuff we're going through. So yeah.
Mm.
Cool. So you've recently released your new single, Nature Song. Would you like to tell us about it?
Yeah.
You want to go?
I don't know, we love it. We're very thankful to
Yeah.
everyone who's listened to it and are vibing with it for sure. Um
It was super fun to write. Like
yeah.
it kind of happened slowly. It feels like it was one of the songs that like maybe made us think like, oh, maybe we should be in a band. When we kind of this is not answering the question, but I'll answer in a second. Like when we started making music together, it was very like laissez-faire. Like we'd hang out and like write a little bit together, maybe talk about having a band name, and then that was basically it. And then
Mm.
we go home. We did that like for like a year or so. And it was one of the songs that kind of came out of the early batch of songs that we started. And we posted it on TikTok as everybody does these days. And it's you like I think a lot basically
Yeah.
we basically didn't think anybody would care.
Yeah, but
And people did, which is really cool.
yeah.
And people started coming to shows and screaming it when we'd play it. So we just thought it'd be fun to like put it out.
Yeah.
That's the story really.
Nice. It's a great song. I really like it. So I was listening to it before, and yeah, I love it.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So, what was your creative process when you write new music?
Creative process. I would say there's always something going on in one of Caleb and I's lives. Like there's always some headline, whether it's like we're brothers-in-law, so there's always some family,
Intersection.
there's a family headline, or I feel like we can be quite honest with each other with how we're getting on or how we're
Mm.
doing. And I think Nature Song honestly probably came out of a place of um both of us probably needing to like work out what this next like
It was in COVID, wasn't it?
yeah, this next kind of what we're doing with our lives situation. And I think, yeah, COVID really helped you kind of realize, what am I doing and where am I at with life?
Yeah.
And so I think we write it over, I think we wrote it over a Zoom call.
Yeah, I think we did some of it.
Potentially.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of the early stuff, now we've got more of a flow kind of, because it's like an official thing, but we chipped away at it for a super long
Yeah.
time. Both Noah and I will write together, and I think like the beauty of what we've kind of figured out as a band is like I care a lot about the words, and Noah cares a lot about the way that the words match with the music and how things come together. We were in the studio earlier today, anyways, and that's how it always works. It's like that's how our heads kind of come together, and it's great because like it feels like what we were trying to communicate like jointly came out in the sonics, and yeah, we're really happy with the song. Like, but that's generally our creative process, I would say. Like, I'll come to Noah with some lyrics, and Noah will come to me with some melody, and then we just like start writing and go from there, really.
Sounds like you work well together.
Yeah, it's great.
So what's the best piece of advice you've been given that's helped you with your music career?
This is such, I don't know
This
why
is
this
such a hard question.
really hard question, because I feel like I've got so many incredible people around me that have given like probably some dead advice at a time where I like took it and I was like, actually, yeah, this is great. And then I can imagine someone probably giving me some great advice in a time where I probably slated it and thought I was the bee's knees at some point. So I would say definitely I've had like a new like revelation as such when it came to like definitely making my own music with Caleb, and it being like, okay, it's really easy to make music for other people to like just enjoy and love, but it's actually sometimes harder like hitting the soul of yourself. And so I think that I've learned quite a lot to dive deeper into yourself to get a better song, and not always for the consumer. I think Rick Rubin said something about make music for yourself and not for everyone else, which I kind of agree with.
Yeah, I think also,
Yeah.
I would say for me, like, I don't know if I mean, I'm sure people have like said this to me over the course of my life, but I just think so much of it is just trust your gut. Like, if you love something and you're really proud of something, like, I don't know. I always think of like the Killers playing like Mr. Brightside. Like, they have to play that like for the rest of their life, basically. And it's an amazing song. But imagining being them and like that being like inauthentic, basically. I often think like, you know, every great band has one of those songs which is amazing, and that's the song that like takes them really far or whatever. And they get to do the rest of it, which is exactly what every artist wants to do. But you have that song, and imagining like us like writing a song that we hated and then having to play it for the rest of our life just feels like a bad way to start. So I feel like
trust your gut
and be authentic to yourself and make music you like. And if other people don't like it, like be open to listen, because I think that's the Rick Rubin thing, where he's like, don't worry about anybody else. But I think often where people go astray is then they don't allow anybody to say, oh well, I think maybe we should do this, that, and the other. So we try to keep people around us to like keep our heads on straight, and we also have loads of musicians and friends that we trust. So
I like that. That's good. So what's been your favorite gig you've performed at, and why?
Mine was first ever Together Effect show. It was in our local
music out.
No music out. It was at a venue called the Prince Albert in Brighton, and we sold it out. And it was like the first time me and Caleb were like risking a lot. So we were like, we're just sending this. Like, what are we doing? The energy was like crazy in the room.
Yeah, so good. Also, shout out to Prince Albert. They've got a great venue.
Yeah, it sounded amazing.
Sounds amazing though.
So yeah, that was my favorite, but purely because of it was a packed little venue in my local like town, and a few of my mates were just dotted around in the crowd, which I loved.
Yeah. We went on our first tour last summer.
Yeah.
And we played a venue called Bush Hall, which is a pretty iconic venue. I think I saw something about it maybe shutting down or something like
I
that.
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But we got to play that venue, and it was kind of our first like I mean, it was a big show for us
Yeah.
at the time. It was huge. It's not a massive venue, but it was the first time that we'd played in front of like people who weren't like our friends or just randos. Like felt like people were really into the music, and it was the first time that I was like, oh, maybe we could like play this. Maybe we could headline this, you know, at some point. Which for some people that's a small venue, but for like, you know, small mid-sized bands, like that's such an iconic venue. Loads of people have
Nice
played.
venue. I've been there before. It is a nice venue.
Yeah, it's so sick, and it just feels like so beautiful in there as well, like the ceilings and stuff. So like, I just loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So if you could perform anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Oh, this is such a hard question. I always feel like my mind changes every time. I mean, I would love to play a Rager show in Asia.
Yeah.
I would just love to just like, I feel just like the energy there is just crazy and I love it.
Yeah.
Just like one snare hit and it feels like
It'd be
the
so
place
fun.
the place erupts.
I feel like it's also like just new as well. Like it'd be like new territory. Like
Yeah.
I've never been able to go to Asia yet, so like that feels like really fun. And yeah, just beautiful. I mean, it seems like everything's beautiful. Like whenever we see like bands play out there, it just seems like the
I want to
energy's
play.
so cool.
I want to play on a yacht. Oh, I actually want to play on a yacht.
Why do you not want to play on a yacht?
Yeah, just like I'm floating around.
Who's
Or, like,
yacht? Like Elon Musk or something?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be a vibe, wouldn't it?
Elon, put us on a
Like, or like, I tell you what, cool. You know, like when planes are on those, like they take off.
Oh, like on the tarmac.
Yeah. Can you imagine like
little music video?
people are like coming in and there's that'd be fire.
It's like the most 2000s music video.
That'd be so good.
Playing on like a
actually
tarmac thing.
no, my favorite spot to do a show on top of like a skyscraper.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I also feel like Brazil seems like dope. Like whenever I see like 21 Pilots play shows there, it just looks amazing. So that's also top of the list for sure.
I like this. So finally, what's next for you?
Well, we are releasing our next track, Eyes Like Diamonds, in a few weeks now. So that's
by the time this comes out, I think.
Probably.
Hopefully people will know that.
Yeah. So Eyes Like Diamonds will be coming out, which we're gassed about. That's like
second single.
Hopefully I mean, we love playing it. So and then we've been in the studio today writing, trying to finishing up our potential third single. So that's fun. We got quite a lot of. What else are we doing?
We'll be in the studio the rest of this week doing that, and then we will headline. It's again our second ever Brighton headline. So that's also secret, but people will see this video, and this is us telling you to come to the show. It's gonna be sick. So that's like the main news.
We should probably let people know about that one soon because we haven't got long.
People will find out just through this interview. Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, that's
gonna be fun. It's gonna be great.
That's the news.
Yeah.
For Together Effect.
Nice. I'm looking forward to following your journey and seeing what's coming up here because I know it will be good.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
All right. So massive thank you Together Effect for joining me on Totally Music. If anyone would like to check out the music, I'll leave all the links in the description below for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're all hibernating, satiated, praying to God.